morning, everyone. Thank you for being here for our Sunday service. Yesterday turned out to be more meaningful than I thought and I expected. And it was a monthly Ehimemaru citrus tree or mikan tree maintenance day yesterday. And I usually don't go to the Ehime Kenjinkai monthly cleanings because it falls on Saturday mornings, which is the same time that we have karate practice, and I go with Clayton. Clayton supports church, so I want to support Clayton. So, but yesterday there was no karate. Instead, the Gunpla workshop, the plastic model kit workshop, it started early at 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. And so Clayton was like, do you want to come with me to help set up the Gunpla, or do you want to go with your parents to the Ehime Kenjinkai thing? And because I hardly go to the Ehime Kenjinkai thing, I just decided to go with my parents to the mikan tree maintenance at Kaka'ako Waterfront Park. And when we went there, it was kind of good that I went because it was March of Dimes walk day. So like there were hundreds of people, their families wearing their March of Dimes shirt, and they were walking in Kaka'ako, and they had their event yesterday. So there was no parking at all. And my dad brought more equipment than usual to try to fix the chain link fence around the mikan trees. So thankfully, I was able to drop them off first, get their equipment so they can just start, while I was circling around and around for like past 15 minutes. I mean, that would have been wasted time if my dad had to do that. So, and after 15 minutes, I was able to find parking. And when I went up, 15 minutes later, another group comes up, and they were going to clean the monument part. We were in charge of the mikan tree part. And this group that came up happened to be the Mililani Honganji church members and their reverends. And they're setting up their little altar there, and they're cleaning up the monument. And coincidentally, all of those members that came yesterday, the several people, were the same several people I saw a month ago at the Women's Association conference at Alamoana. So they're like, me and we're both like, I know you! And they're like, you're the guest speaker. And I'm like, you're in our table. And most of the people that we saw yesterday were on our table, and we were talking for the dinner time. So it was so like coincidental or like a divine arrangement or something. So it was really good to see them and talk with them again. So we recognized each other, and we immediately remember the connections we had. And one person, she mentioned that she has the Buddhist version bathroom prayer in her bathroom, and she appreciates that. So looking back, if I hadn't chosen to go that morning with my parents, I wouldn't have that experience, right? So it really reminded me how the decisions we make in our daily lives, even though small ones, can shape our entire course of the day. Okay, and that's one part I want to share. A few days earlier, I joined my Konkokyo Gakuin, the seminary, my seminary classmate, and we nicknamed him Ikkyu, or Reverend Shimatani Kazuhisa. And he has his monthly Kamisama talk sessions on Zoom. And he's basically a YouTuber of Konkokyo. And he runs a YouTube channel. He also is a professional meditation specialist and a life advisor. And so he invited me from a couple years ago to be like a co-host of his Kamisama talks. And so we can share different opinions and perspectives about particular teaching. And our conversations are in Japanese, so I do speak Japanese, but people who are Japanese know that my Japanese is kind of weird. I mix in some easy words too, and some really difficult words I don't understand. So my English, my Japanese doesn't flow as smoothly as a native, but still we can manage to communicate. And I also participate in another faith discussion called Konko Talk, and this is the one Reverend Koichi Konko of the Honolulu Church he runs, and with our guest also, Amy, Yastake, and I. And we do this about once every month or so, when we are all free to gather and talk. And of course the Konkokyo Kyoten study group sessions we do. So in this past Kamisama talk we had a couple days ago with Ikkyu, we discussed the question, what piece of advice had the most impact on your life? And Ikkyu mentioned a powerful metaphor from his mentor. And life is like flying a kite. And we are that kite. So building a kite requires constant adjustments, strengthening the frame, balancing the tail, reinforcing the weak points. Who's made a kite in their life? You remember making kites? I remember. We used to make them all the time with a shopping bag. And I wanted to make a really big one, so I remember using the big trash bag. And we like tape chopsticks together to make the spine, and gather more cut pieces of plastic to make the tail and stuff. And we used to do that as children, and it was a really fun childhood we had. But once the kite is in the sky, we can guide it, but ultimately the wind is going to determine its path, right? We cannot control the wind, and we can only respond to it, yeah? So it's like life. It's like we have no control over life. And sometimes there is no wind and we feel stuck, and sometimes the kite it just drops. Other times the wind is too strong and we may break, or it may break. But each time we bring the kite down, and then we repair it and improve it before sending it back up into the sky again. So life works in the same way. We adjust, we repair, and grow through each experience. And importantly, we don't have to do it alone. We can seek guidance from others. And I'll say, hey, how do I make my kite better? And we also can ask advice from Kainisama and prayers. So there are always people willing to help strengthen our kite when we need it the most. EQ also spoke about something very modern, using AI as a source of advice. Who uses AI to get advice? I do. I'm not gonna be ashamed. I do. And while some people are totally against it, they say, "Oh, I hate AI. I hate it." But I was like, I love AI. You know how much AI has saved me? It helped me fix my car repairs. It helped me fill in documents that I don't understand. It really helped me a lot, and helped edit some newsletters too, and check for errors and stuff. So I really am appreciative of AI. So AI can provide thoughtful guidance without the judgment and criticism or emotional pressure. You notice that? It doesn't criticize you. You're oh, I have this problem in my life. What should I do? Usually, you have these meaner friends who are oh, it's because you're stupid, or because blah, blah, blah. And you'd be oh, fine, then I shouldn't have even asked you. And you kind of argue back at them. But AI doesn't do that. It doesn't criticize you. It just offers really good advice. So because of this, people may find it easier to accept advice from AI than from another person, even if the message is the same. Isn't that funny? It's the same message. And for example, you get it from a human being, and you'd be I don't want that kind of advice. But if it came from AI, you'd be you'd be more willing to accept it. It's so funny. But at the same time, AI, it cannot replace the human interaction, the human connection, the warmth of the hug, the sincerity of the eye contact, the comfort of somebody genuinely listening to you. AI cannot replace that. And in the end, both forms of support have their place in our lives. And just like the kite that needs both structure and the wind, we too need both guidance and connection. Because it's through both that we can learn, grow, and continue to rise up in the sky again and face life as it is. Thank you.
Thank you for your attendance. Last week I couldn't make a speech because the last time. And to listen to Endo Sensei's speech, I remember one thing. AI. Endo Sensei depends on AI. So many. If anything is so fast, we write an article for one newspaper. In about 5 minutes, it's done. It's so perfect. It's really amazing. But people nowadays depend on AI. But a few days ago, I had news very scary, dangerous. AI can be designed to find fault any elements of system. So fast, so accurate. So in the past they took so many years to find that fault, even the computer system. But this time, the special AI could find it so fast, so accurate. So the people in the financial community, a lot of in the government, some of those people, we may encounter dangerous situations. I can be manipulating financial efforts to gain gains. It's very, and sometimes I hear AI could eliminate human being or peace. It can happen. It's really happening. But anyway, I just want to add a remark about this aspect. We have term okage, divine blessing in Konkokyo. In the Kyoden Gorikai, we have over 700 references about okage. So if you learn to learn the meaning of okage alone, maybe you can become Konko believers. But okage can be simply expressed elements. You can be thankful. Elements. You can be grateful. When I get illness, when illness healed, we say, "Oh, arigatou, thank you." This is what we say, okage. Nobody, "Oh, I'm so sorry." When I heal, we celebrate. But the Konko-sama said, being healed is not a blessing, but having a good health is blessing. So being able to function every day is supported by the sustaining elements of okages. So being able to find out, being able to identify elements of okage can be one of the most significant part of Konkokyo practice. Some senses say, when practice phase, if you dislike element of dislike, you can extremely dislike. If you find gratefulness, you can be extremely grateful. There's a very, two separate. I like this, something dislike, disgusting, something grateful. You can clearly identify the element that stop getting blessed. You can dislike. Yeah. This is that. Yeah. So, any element you can be thankful, can be okage. So as you get trying to get engaged in Kongo phase practice, even Kyoto can say 3 or 5 years of engagement practice is not enough. If you practice faith 10 years, you can celebrate yourself. So being able to find out, identify the element of blessedness in your daily life. This can be simple, but you need to practice. I also wanted to share with you a message from the Kondo Freeman. I like this message. This can be serving as a tourism mediator on the west side of Kano Bridge in Namba, Osaka. I felt much responsibility in serving here. I thought a person like me with no virtue cannot continue serving the faith. I must acquire more of Kami's virtue. I decided I had to do a selling training, so I asked Kongo-sama for advice. I'd much like to go to a mountain and undergo a selling training for some time. What do you think of this? Kongo-sama asked, if you go to a mountain, how will you do ascetic training? In the mountain, I'll first lift on dumpling made from barley. Then I will lift on the nuts and leaves or trees, and toward the end, I will survive only on water. Then Kongo-sama asked, what kind of mountain will you go to? I go to as deep into mountains as I can to separate myself from the world. In a blessed teaching, Kongo-sama imparted, that is fine. However, Kondo-sama, you need not trouble yourself by going to a mountain, create mountain in your heart, and do religious training there, into the mountain in which you have created in your heart. Then, if there are difficulty or unsavory view from your wife, you would not complain. Actually, Kondo said they want to get Kami's liberation by special training instead of ordinary world. But Kongo-sama sees through the true intent of his mind. Not go to the mountain, create a mountain in your heart. So you cannot complain anything at all. But when I read this message, when I sometimes see the homeless people around here, in a very rainy day, stormy day, it's all drenched, I wonder how can they survive in the situation? Or a toilet, bathroom, and eating. It can be very severe situation. It can be a kind of trigger, extreme self-training for them. And I wonder if they can ever grow, acquire virtue from Kami-sama. I don't think so. Being able to find out, it can be difficult to find out elemental lesson in that given situation. Anyway, under any given situation, try to find out the element of protecting great that is. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. Thanks. ギャリ本国は来世に金の神に死に願い、おかげは我が心にあり、
今月今日へとのめ Praise to thee with all your heart, be one with coming. Coming's blessings seated within, have faith and carry in harmony and joy. With the one always, now and forever, until the very day we pray.
Number one.
Page 何
Page 135. Sawada Yunganma.
Okay, number 1. I was 9 in the fall of 1881 when my grandfather Chohachi took me to the Hiromai. We left our village in a small boat and got off at Yoshioka in Kurashiki, Bichu province. We walked until Tamashima where we hired a rickshaw. We got to the Hiromai and greeted the founder. I remember him having a nice complexion and a rather heavy-set frame. He was kami-like. He said, "Since it costs money to come from afar, you needn't come here so often. Pray with true wholeheartedness, then you can receive divine blessings wherever you are." I also vaguely remember that the Hiromai had a thatched roof and nearby was a carpenter's workshed. 天地金の神、天地の神だ。天地の神 has endured since the existence of heaven and earth for millions of years. Other kamis come and go.
Number 2, they say if you pray to kamis and Buddhas, you'll receive divine blessings, but all blessings originate from none other than Tenshi Kani no Kami.
Don't become jewels only in a shrine. If a husband only stayed at home, his family wouldn't survive.
For many believe in Kami, but Kami believes in only a few. 5. People want to use Kami while not knowing how to serve Kami.
6. As long as you don't forget Kami, Kami won't forget you.
7. It is said that horses take horses and oxen take oxen. But it's okay for Kami is performed by a Kami. People with true faith are Kami. Therefore, it's okay for Kami can be performed. 2. How can animals like foxes, snakes, and birds perform Toriksugi for Kami? Though people say that one Kami uses foxes and another uses snakes as messengers, Tenchi Kami no Kami uses people, Kami's children.
In the Bible, Tenchi no Kami is even in the tree. However, besides composition, there's no Kami that speaks.